Here, go ahead and...
Who doesn't love a good fingering every once in a while?
We'll just put those over here. But let's start this podcast in a way that makes sense.
Oh, yes. What's up, everybody? This is the Monday M.A.S.S. That's right. The world's greatest action sports podcast with your two greatest hosts. The two greatest podcast hosts in this whole room. I'm Chris Coté.
I'm Todd Richards, and we are back. We've been missing in action for a week.
Well, basically 2 weeks, because the show we did
was absolute garbage.
Well,
it's kind of garbage.
You were good.
I was good.
I'll be honest with you. I was so blown that day, I couldn't even speak. So anyway, the past is the past. Now is the present. So let's talk about what's happening in the world of action sports. If you're new to the show, this is where we break down everything that's been going on.
If you're new to the show, sorry.
And talk.
Sorry.
But before we get into the show, if you're new to the show, this is our ad block. You're going to love it. This podcast is presented by Sunbum. At Sunbum. Grommarama is happening on July 12th.
What the hell is that?
Sunbum HQ.
What is it?
It's a good time. It's a big party. There's a little obstacle skate course.
Oh.
There's food. There's music. There's all the Sunbum you can spray on yourself and rub on your nose. It's going to be awesome.
It sounds like Diddy City over there when you put it like that.
It's called Grommarama.
Grommarama.
Yes. Grommarama is coming. So go to @Sunbum on the gram for details. Also, One Wheel. As you see, Todd is literally playing with himself.
My homie Jack from One Wheel sent me a couple finger One Wheels.
Well, show the camera and I'll explain. Okay. So Todd is an action figure of himself.
Okay, this is me.
Riding a One Wheel.
I'm going to show you an accurate representation of what happened to me the first time I ever tried a One Wheel 10 years ago. That's what happened.
And now what?
And I still have.
And now you're pro?
Now I am the best.
You're one of the best one wheelers in the country.
A lot of people say that, you're the best, but,
Yeah, I know.
Anyway,
One Wheel.
One Wheel. If
Carve around. Have a good
One
time.
Wheel seems too dangerous for you, maybe just start with a finger One Wheel.
Try it out.
Just try it out.
Yeah, but they're really fun.
They are super fun.
They should call them Fun Wheels, to be honest. New Greens, Todd. New Greens, I know that...
I was just out in the water with Devin from New Greens. New Greens helped me to survive a week at High Cascade Snowboard Camp last week. We'll get into that in snowboard news, but...
it just helps you to
New
survive,
Greens has a big presence up there in government camp right now, I'll tell you that much.
Good. New Greens stickers and New Greens powder all over the place. What else we got? Spy Optic. Tell them about Spy Optic.
Well, my eyes wouldn't be the way they are without Spy Optic on my face on the glacier. Although it's not really a glacier anymore, it's more of a snowfield and it's melting rapidly. But
Glacier.
There's all kinds of stuff, and if you are local to the North County, San Diego area, Spy is having a huge parking lot sale this coming weekend. 70% off of a bunch of glasses. I could be making that up. I might not be. You're going to have to go and check it out. But they're having a huge parking lot sale at the Spy offices. You can go on to the Spy Instagram and check it out, or I will have a post up later on today that tells you where and when and all that stuff.
Good for you, Todd.
Great for me.
Hansen Surfboards at Hansen Surf on the gram. They just had a huge 4th of July sale. But guess what? You don't have to have a sale to go into Hansen's and enjoy yourself and buy great stuff. You need trunks. You need a wetsuit top, a new surfboard. You need Spy sunglasses. You need Sunbum. Go on in to Hansen Surfboards.
I saw Jonah Hill at Hansen's 2 weeks ago.
Jonah Hill was at Hansen's. What was he doing there?
I don't know. I didn't want to be a weirdo.
Why wouldn't you go up and say what's up?
Why? That's weird.
What's up, Jonah? I'm Todd.
I don't
think that's weird.
Loved you in Goonies. Fuck, not that movie.
Don't say that. Machu Picchu Energy at Machu Picchu Energy. It's in the can right here. Machu Picchu Energy.
There's more energy in that can than your body can handle.
No, there's just the right amount of energy in that can for your body to handle.
Okay.
It's appropriate level of energy. No crash, no bonk. It's called Machu Picchu Energy. You could actually climb up Machu Picchu after a couple of these. They're great. And they're good for you. Panic and Coffee and Tea at Panic and Coffee and Tea. And we've been teasing the collab mug t-shirt drop for a while now, but it's happening.
Are you just using old cups at this point? How many cups are there?
No, I got 2 coffees this morning.
So you have 2 cups.
And they came in 2 cups each.
You're an environmental nightmare.
And so I put them together. I'm reusing it. How is that a nightmare?
Green New Deal doesn't affect you.
So we'll be dropping that momentarily. It's going to be awesome. Bubs Naturals, at Bubs Naturals. It's in my coffee. It's in my body. We're talking about the best collagen in the business at Bubs Naturals. Mint Tours at Mint Tours. Yes, our tour is open. Yes, it's probably almost sold out. Get your spot on the Monday M.A.S.S Mint Tour. Go to the website. You can get there by following the prompts at Mint Tours on Instagram. That's right. That's how everyone gets to websites now, right?
Follow the prompts?
Follow the prompts. When you call, press 1. DiecutStickers.com at DiecutStickers.com. DOTCOM on the gram. They made us these. These are the best stickers in the business. And check it out. Okay, this is what I love. I love that die cut stickers last forever, but I also love this too. Not only are they all the stickers, they come with this like perforated thing, right? So they're easy to peel. But just look at the quality. I'm showing you the quality of the back of the sticker. This is real deal sticker stuff. What?
Never mind. Don't even.
Oh my god.
Don't even say anything.
Nerd.
But we gotta be fucking cool now, dude.
Vessel shipping at Vessel app. VESYLAPP. Want to ship something with ease? You don't want to go to the post office and wait around like a schlub? Schlub?
Can I vent about the post office for a second?
Please, because we've got a great shipping alternative for you.
We have a local post office in Leucadia. Small town post office.
Oh my god. Okay, I know what you're about to say.
It's wonderful, right? To have a small town post office.
How long did you have to wait there?
The dude that works there has a half an hour conversation. You ever have
He's so nice.
He's really nice, but he is a Bermuda Triangle. You get lost in there.
Yeah.
He just will not release people. If it's a young woman, like a cute young girl or a cute older woman, he locks them in. He locks them in.
But he's kind, he's nice, he's cool. It's not like weird. But it's weird when you want to send something and you have to wait for 30 minutes for a 4-person line.
Well,
that's why we recommend at Vessel app.
Damn straight. I don't want to talk to anybody.
And also, you see behind us, if you're listening, you can't see it, but you can feel it because we've got that Christian Fletcher Surfboards, X Steve Boysen Surfboards, limited edition, reissue. This thing is insane. We love it, and I'm about ready to ride this thing.
Are you gonna ride that?
I don't know if I'm gonna ride this one. I might ride the other one.
So how many? Let me ask you this. And a lot of people that listen to us.
A lot of people are asking.
People collect snowboards, surfboards, skateboards.
Yes.
You have a ton of surfboards.
Yes. Not a ton.
Where you put them?
I'm not telling you. Because if I tell you and I tell everybody, then they're gonna come to my house and steal my boards.
No one's gonna steal.
No, my boards are in a shed in my yard.
So here's the question, because right now I'm
hanging on my walls in my house and hanging on the wall in our office.
I've got to clean out a storage unit.
Okay.
Right? And I've been keeping all these, quote unquote keepsakes.
Yeah.
For years, like
collectibles,
old skateboards, old surfboards.
Garage sale.
What good are they in a shed, Chris? Like, what are you doing?
Well, I ride them.
You do?
Yeah, I only have I want to say I only have 4. I've got a Herbie Fletcher hand-shaped longboard.
Is that your prized possession?
That's one of my prized possessions, for sure. I've got the Christian Fletcher, Steve Boysen reissues, and now it's actually leaning on the wall next to the Herbie Fletcher. So those 2 are prized. Those are inside. Those are decor.
Okay.
I'm going to ride the Christian Boysen board. As far as the other collectibles, I mean, some of them it's just I have boards that people made. I have a board that a guy made me in prison when I worked at Transworld.
Oh, about when you were in prison?
No, he made it in prison. I don't know.
What does it look like? Is it made of soap?
I don't know.
What does a prison surfboard look like?
Well, it's a blank. It's glass. It's crazy looking. I'll bring it in.
What is it made out of?
Okay, this guy was in a.
What kind of materials do you have access to in prison?
It's a glassed surfboard, a blank, the whole deal. The story is insane. So this guy was in a Colorado prison, and it was kind of like a minimum, thing, like a prison camp.
Prison camp, sure.
So they could do activities. He got a surfboard blank, all the glassing stuff, and he taught himself how to shape and glass boards. And so when he sent it to me for free, out of nowhere. He was a fan of
Well,
Trainwreck.
not for free, that your tax dollars paid for it.
So and he sent a letter and this whole thing, and basically I was like, I'm not accepting this until I know what you did, because I don't like, if it's like something gnarly, I don't want it. So the story is, this guy was a famous porn star.
Oh my god, the story gets so bad.
And he fell on hard times. And
no pun intended? Is that the name of the last movie he did?
No, but that'd be a good name. No, he got into drugs, bad. And, then his porn career started going away. But he had all these movies out there. And so what happened is he went to a video store that had a bunch of his movies. They were, I guess, on, like, consignment or something. So he went in there demanding the money from the owner for the movies that he had sold with him in them. The owner said no, so he came back with a gun to get his money. And so nobody got shot, nobody got hurt, and he got arrested for attempted robbery.
Behind the curtain?
To get his money back.
Did you have to go behind the black curtain?
He probably had to go behind the black curtain.
Yeah.
But, I wish I could remember his name. It was like Johnny Hard or something. But anyway, crazy story. So that's one of my surfboard platforms.
Yeah, but you didn't even get to the surfboard
It's in my shed. The board is like a fish shape. It's a really weird looking board. It has like a fence airbrush on it. He made his own logos. Like, somehow he had access to all this stuff. It's wild. This is the weirdest board I have.
This is an incredible story.
I can bring it in. I'll bring it in next episode. You ready any more sponsors?
I don't know, but I'm just fascinated by you. Somebody in prison.
Yeah.
Was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I am going to make Chris Coté a surfboard.
He had time on his hands. And
probably a lot more.
The big sander. So yeah, I have that in my shed. That's where I keep. I'm trying to kind of get rid of some stuff. I'm like over it. As you can see around this office, I'm over collecting shit. So wait, you have to clear out your. What's in there? Would I want some of it?
Maybe.
I want it.
I have an overabundance of tires. Like a lot of tires. Yeah.
What are you gonna do with an old tire?
When I was sport driving, I would go to the track, and then I would be like, okay, well these tires are kind of spent, but if I go back to the track, I'll totally blow these tires out before I blow a new set of tires out. So I'll just keep these.
So you have 8 tires?
I have like way more than 8 tires.
Can't you sell them?
Used tires?
Well, I don't know.
We just burn them. Go down to the beach and burn them like the old days.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what you should do is put them on top of a hill somewhere and then let the kids roll the tires down. Get rid of them.
All right.
What else is in there?
I've got old snowboards.
Okay. Collector's
snowboards. I've got an overabundance of gear bags.
Gear bags.
So, I mean,
What's up, chat?
There is a lot of stuff to actually move in a yard sale.
Yeah. We gotta have another yard sale.
I don't know. It makes me feel like if that whole storage unit somehow burned,
like
I wouldn't even care.
Well, you probably wouldn't even know what you missed.
Exactly.
All right. Well, the 4th of July, for those of you who are in Southern California at least, epic. The waves were pumping, sun was blazing, the beaches were going off. It was like it was crowded, but it wasn't too, at least at my beach, it was crowded, it wasn't too crowded. Todd made an appearance at my beach, a different beach than he goes to, and it was really great to see you. I did see you in skate shoes at the beach, fully dressed.
Why is that weird?
Fully dressed.
I had just got off a bike, and I was looking for my
I
family.
think you're in walking shorts too.
I would kind of a shoe.
And a hat.
What do they call that on the East Coast? When you show up at the beach in shoes?
I don't know what.
Come on, you know what it is.
No.
Shoebie.
Shoebie.
Yeah.
You were a shoebie.
I was a shoebie. And the sand was hot.
Sand was hot.
It was hot.
Todd's wearing a black shirt, black walking shorts, black skate shoes, and a black hat at the beach on the hottest day of the year. Did you surf?
Early that morning.
It was pumping.
Yeah, it was good.
I saw so many people get pounded. And I actually was talking. I posted a video of this somebody on a soft top getting annihilated, and I was giggling in the background. And Nora Vasconcelos loved it, and she was. We were talking back and forth about how fun it is to watch a big swell, because it's not dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a big swell.
Mm-hmm.
How fun it is to watch people who just, it's the one day of the year, they're like, I'm gonna try surfing.
It is entertaining.
And it's so fun to watch people get pounded. I mean, because it's like, it's sand bottom, and again, no one's getting hurt. I did read something, there was like, in Orange County, there was like 400 rescues that day. I'm sure in San Diego and Encinitas there was 400 or 500 rescues because rip currents were ripping. It's not a day you want to be a lifeguard. But thank you to the lifeguards for keeping everybody safe.
Let's get into the surf news, because when I was away, you were in Brazil.
Yeah.
We kind of got a little we got a little breakdown from you on that, but let's hear the real.
Okay. So
where are we going next? Where's the next one, J-Bay?
Yeah. The real Rio breakdown is it was an interesting event. The wave is hard to surf. It's backwashy. It's dumping. Somebody was giving me shit, or Stab actually was giving me shit because I said it has real Hawaiian power, but I think it does. It really reminds me of like Aukai Beach Park in a way. It's like when you think you're getting into the wave and then a backwash hits it and it goes whoop and you get freaking worked.
Okay.
So the pros were going off. Basically, we go all the way to finals day. Finals day was a little anticlimactic, just in the sense of the home team lost early, and the fans were still about it. But when Felipe, Italo, Iago, and then eventually Miguel Pupo all lose, you lose a little bit of energy on the sand
because of the Brazilian.
But the cool thing about this, the Brazilian crowd, and I said it a bunch on the broadcast, is like they like good surfing. So if their guys lose, then they're still down, they're still into it. The final was sick. It was Griffin Colapinto, Cole Houshman, Best Bros. They just dropped a really fun episode of Cola Bros vlog that shows the behind the scenes stuff. Like they're all hanging together, and it was just rad. And I mean, they were both surfing so good. It's like if Griff would have made one more error, it might have been different. But full props to Cole Houshman. It's crazy that a guy that big. You stood next to Cole Houshman.
Yeah, he's a really, really big glass.
Big dude, like football player size. But somehow he's so powerful, but somehow still light on his feet.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cool and quick. He's quick.
So there wasn't really too many, like, traditionally we end up like talking about like weird calls.
No,
right?
There was no judging controversies. There was no, Felipe Toledo did smash his board in the locker room when he lost to Miguel, but it wasn't because of the judges or anything. It was because he lost.
Can I bring something up?
Yeah.
Okay, so this morning when I was going through my morning news feed, came across an article that Stab put out.
Okay.
It was basically about how natural selection surf, it maybe has a different way of judging events, where it's like your judges are not really concerned so much with scores, but who is like the leader, constantly like who's in the lead.
Yeah.
And it's more like an overall impression, not so much like a 6.3 and he needs a 7.2.
Yeah.
What do you think about
the actual score system is way more exciting.
It is kind of exciting.
Yeah.
I do kind of like the numbers, but I feel like what they're talking about, where it's like almost like you really need to just take, and if it's a man-on-man heat, and it's this, I will wrap this around into snowboard news too, because I had a long conversation with Scotty James about judging when I was up at Mount Hood. But yes, you're right. Like the scoring does make it exciting when someone needs something to advance.
Yes.
So I will give you that. But do you think that it's more like the scores are arbitrary to we just need to make sure that we have the right person in the league?
The right person win?
No. The right person needs to stay. Like if let's say it's that Cole Houshman up against Griffin Colapinto. Cole is obviously having the better of the exchanges. We need to make sure that the most important thing is not so much the numbers, but that he's in the lead. And the numbers are kind of arbitrary. to who's actually like surfing better.
But the numbers also tell the story and build the drama. And see, I feel like I like the natural selection action. I feel like it was flawed because it was like who's doing what.
I think you're right in the sense of like the numbers actually are something to be hopeful for, something to root against, something to root for. Like, okay, I need a 4. All he needs is a 3.
Yeah,
like I think that is kind of exciting.
I for one, I think that the judges and the WSL format, I think it's fine. Like, and I do like that it makes people argue, and it makes people go online and like yell and shit, because it is like, you know, like every sport that's judged that's not a race or whatever, it's that, you know, human discussion that brings out the numbers, and then the numbers are also discussed, so it just leads to more conversation,
engagement. Sure.
Because I mean, like, what? Okay, we got natural selection was an experiment. Natural selection surf.
Yeah.
Natural selection snow, way more clear. This guy has this score.
Yeah, it's a heat.
This, you know, like
A against B.
A against B. This is the score here. This is the score here. I didn't see that in surf. It was kind of like,
who's surfing best?
Who's surfing better? Which it's hard because of where they tried to do it, and the waves were, you know, like there was a lot of really good things about it, but what are the other surf formats? Right? You've got, well, club contests are normal point system. I guess like stab high with the numbers flipping is something different.
I feel like that Gerlach's game never evolved to where it could have gone.
Yeah, that was
east,
fun.
East
that was
versus
exciting.
west. You know, like that kind of different zones versus like cruise versus cruise.
Well, the club format
is that kind of the same?
Well, no, because you're still surfing in traditional heats, whereas the game, it was a team against a team. And in club format, it's like a bunch of different teams, and they all have 2 surfers against 2, you know, like one at a time in the water. But the club format is, I heard there was more people watching the surf club contest in Australia, like the big club championship, than there were watching the championship tour event. Wow. So it's popular there, and it's like hometown pride, that whole thing. So I don't know. I don't think, like, I mean, reinventing the judging format, I think it's just a reason to write an article. I didn't read it.
Slow news week.
Yeah, I didn't read it, but I just think it's the best we have, and I think that, you know, the fact that, like, in Rio,
it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, Rio, there was no controversies.
Right. It
was sick. Molly Picklin won for the women. She is now in the #1 spot along with Jordy Smith, which brings us to what's happening next: the Corona Cero J-Bay Open. This is in about a week or so, or in a couple days. Molly Picklin and Jordy Smith are still in yellow. They're leading. Gabrielle O'Brien, Yago, they're in second. Katie Kanoa third, so Katie dropped after Brazil. Betty Lou and Italo 4. Isabella Nichols and Ethan Ewing are in 5th for now. So this is where we're trying to sprint towards the final 5 for the last time ever. The last time ever we're going to see the final 5 showdown. So it goes J-Bay, Tahiti, Fiji for the final 5. So everyone's trying to fight for those spots. J-Bay has been insane.
Yeah, Jordy Smith has been putting up some
J-Bay has been so good. Ethan Ewing, Jordy Smith, Jake Marshall has been ripping. Leonardo Fioravanti, Dark Horse.
Have you surfed that wave?
I've never surfed that wave.
Have you been there? You've been there.
I've never been to J-Bay.
Oh, really?
No, I've never been to South Africa. I haven't really been to Africa in general, to be honest. I'd like to.
It seemed like it'd be a good, kind of a fun stop on the tour.
Oh, for sure. Well, I've heard, like, the food is good, and obviously the waves are good. Yeah, maybe someday. Going to Tahiti, though, that's a pretty fun stop. So that's coming up. If you have fantasy team questions, I am not good at it. So I just pick people from my heart. I don't read the stats. I don't know. What do we got here? Challenger Series is starting off. We got Nadia Ersterve and Luke Thompson winning the Vivo Pro. And usually the two surfers that win that event end up qualifying for 2025 or the next year.
All right.
So that happened. Switch Nines. Did we get a chance
Swatch
to talk?
Nines.
Swatch.
Switch Nines are from you go in backwards.
Hey, what time is it?
Swatch Nines. Okay, we
Swatch
didn't
Nines.
actually talk about
We
this.
didn't actually
and this
talk
was
about it.
dominating the
Dude,
social media about a week ago.
props to Swatch because this was, if their goal was to take over
Yeah, they did it.
Instagram and YouTube and everything, they did it. And they deserved it. It was insane. So the two of the best airs that have ever happened in a wave pool, Huey Vaughn, Matt Miola.
Mm-hmm.
I think you and I agreed that we love Matt Miola's air. Insane, one of the best ever.
It's an
I think
an alley 360 with a revert 540.
alley-oop 360.
But
You
he
can't
covered a
say
lot. He
revert.
covered a lot of distance, and
It was insane.
I'm not gonna go into the whole real rigmarole of this, but it's funny.
You got a little fired up on
It's
your
not
Instagram.
really get fired up. It's just hilarious that when you look, like there's just like the terms and the numbers that get thrown out when someone does something good on a surfboard by people that don't really follow skate or snow. It's just wild. I feel like they're just saying things. They're just like putting words together with numbers.
Somebody messaged me and they're like, "Man, I had a question about this trick name and I put a comment up and I got attacked."
Good.
Both those airs were sick. I like Huey Vaughn's was just
Huey's
so
was
clean.
insane. It almost looked like he alley-ooped the other way. So Huey does basically like it's what we would call a crippler in snowboarding, basically a stalefish backflip on his front side.
Yeah.
But the way that he went straight up and almost back up the line.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he alley-ooped back up into the whitewash. It just made it look so weird. I don't know if that'll ever happen again to him. I feel like it was like a perfect storm of that wave and the way that he got chucked in the air.
But I think he tried it. Like he tried it a couple times and like it was going for that trick.
All right. Well, whatever it was, I think we're talking about like the best airs, and Matt's alley-oop kind of took the thunder, but I don't think it deservedly so because I really think that Huey's was probably one of the gnarliest things that I've ever seen by virtue of where he grabbed and how he landed and just the rotation was like straight up and over. Like I feel like some people can grab stalefish either on skateboard, snowboard, surfboard. Some people either are stalefish grabbers or they're not. Like you can take your backhand and reach behind your back foot between. You're just in there.
Don't do that with your hand.
You're in. Let's just say you're in prison and you're shaping a surfboard. But it's I just feel like it's a weird rotation just by virtue of where the arms are.
Yeah.
So I don't know. To me that was.
I mean, slightly better, right? Or you let.
I don't know.
I love, what I love about Miola's air is that like, for being, I mean, harsh to say criticize, but like the stab high thing where they were saying like no double grabs, he was like okay, and he goes and does it with a single grab.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty rad.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen Matt do a better one of those.
I think
Matt in the wild.
Matt's more likely to do that in the wild.
Yeah,
on any given day.
That's a wild card.
What did you think of the board slides and stuff?
I thought that was cool.
Rides?
I think that it's the one that I thought was the best. Was the board slide to fakie to revert out that
Noah Beshin
did.
That was perfect.
I thought that was the best one that was done.
Yeah.
But I think that my favorite part about Swatch Nines is like you're watching all this happen, and then you just like look, you pan up, and there's like someone skating a suspended mini ramp over the pool. Like there was just so much weird stuff going on, and whoever has the budget over there, like
keep doing it.
My hat's off to you because you're just doing the Lord's work of weirdness.
So much social stuff, but was there a live stream?
I don't think there was.
I don't think there was either.
Uh-huh.
It would have been pretty rad if there was a live stream so you could see the attempts. I know that they released a full edit of it, which is super cool, but I mean props to everyone. Z, Kim, Mason, everybody was ripping. Oh, who was the girl that did the Madonna?
I didn't see that.
Oh, I'm so bummed I can't remember her name. proper Madonna. Perfect.
Cool.
You all saw it on Instagram already. What else we got? A couple more, 2 movies to watch. Tom Lowe in Let Me Live.
Oh yeah. Danny says that the couch surfing show, they were live.
Couch surfing show was live. Yes,
Thanks,
sorry. I love the
Danny
couch surfing
Caputo,
show.
Thank you very much, sir.
But it was hard. It's hard because it was like there was so much social media coming. It's like where do I go? But yeah, I saw the Madonna on Couch Surfing Live, and
So,
Grayson Fletcher was on the couch when she did it.
What's it
was
like
sick.
commentating a WSL event while that is going on? Kind of like, what is the vibe? I want to know like what behind the scene.
We were talking about the because Joel Vaughn was in a heat.
Right.
And I remember Joe was talking about Huey Vaughn's Air.
Yeah.
So we were totally talking about it. Like, I mean, it was current event.
Right.
I
I just always wonder about that. Like you have like the WSL fits in this box. And then you
Yes.
have this event that's a disruption event basically.
Yes.
And like it's just cool that they are talking about that. I think that's right.
Man, I feel bad. I do love the couch show, and that's where I was watching it. It feels stupid. Anyway, so Swatch Nines, you killed it. I think that you showed the world what's possible in a wave pool.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is going to change a lot of things. And I just can't wait to see more.
Yeah, I think it's cool that Swatch. I mean, their events in snowboarding and their events in skating are crazy.
Yeah.
It'd be really cool to see the Swatch Nines bring back. Like, I like the wave pool because you can kind of control it.
Yeah.
But it makes me think about like that. Was it Volcom that did the dock?
Yeah, that was a classic.
Like, that's like that kind of a vibe. Like, I want to see the Swatch Nines be taking place in the ocean and introducing weird stuff.
Well, let me tell you about something.
Okay.
I don't know if you've been watching Stab's Surf 100. It's really sick. So it's a little complicated just how it all works, but basically you've got 8 surfers, and this is an episodic series. I think 8 stops or 8 events. So basically, they're all surfing for $100,000. We're on episode 3 right now. You got to catch up because this is a really sick one. They started in Huntington Beach. That was fun to watch. Second episode, they were at Black's Beach, and it was proper 6 to 8 foot, and these guys were going crazy, smashing these huge closeout sections. You got Noah Beshin, Mateus Hardy, Jacob Wilcox, Ian Crane, Ross DeRob, Aton, Cam Richards, and Sebastian Williams. And the 3rd episode is out right now. So this does have that feel of like a Stab High-ish, Swatch Nines-ish, but more of like a competitive free-for-all marathon thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're out in the water for 100 minutes. Whoever rips the hardest for the first 20 minutes or something, they win, they get to come in. And then the other surfers have to keep surfing until every 15 or something minutes, you were doing the best, come in.
Oh, wow.
And then, but there's only 2 left at the end of it, and then whoever loses, they're going home.
Wow.
So this next episode that's out right now, but you got to catch up on the first 2. 6 surfers compete in 2 versus 2 versus 2 tag team matchups. It's called the Dumpster Diver Tag Team Event. Dan Reynolds is the guest judge. Josiah D'Amico and Yaden are the hosts, or Josiah's the host and judge, and Yaden's the host and judge, and they're hilarious. Josiah's a really good host. Anyway, there's all these rules, but it's just super rad. It's a great watch. It's a great competitive format.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun.
Cool.
Made for TV. So, I, like most, I'm sure we're a little tired of seeing wave pool stuff on their Instagram after a while. I saw a lot. But
I'm not gonna say I don't like it.
I do love it. But there's something about these the wave pools that exist now, Waco, Palm Springs, like, the ones that you have access to, you can go surf, are rad. The ones that are on private property now are starting to bother me a little bit.
Which ones are on private property?
Well, there's one in Sao Paulo that, like, you gotta, you can't get to private thing.
The
You gotta buy a
that's
house.
like the best
Yeah.
one.
This one bugs me. And I
Where is
love
it?
wave pools.
Where is it?
It's just an announcement. It's called the Crest Wave Pool. And maybe it's just the approach and the wording used by the people that are building this thing.
All right, give me the wording.
Okay. So it's $20,000 per year to be a member.
Like a country club.
Crust Wave Pool is meant to inspire a luxe feel to surfing. We've taken the approach as a standalone private club very much akin to that of Country Club, or any other private club for that matter. Our main amenity is a surf pool. From a business perspective, blah, 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 subscription based.
Dude, that was written by AI. That's 100% ChatGPT.
It's basically just telling people they can't afford it. Screw you. This is for rich people only. You're not allowed to surf it unless you're rich. And whatever. It's a free country.
Can I just say
It bugs me.
I'm really, like, and just like a lot of other people.
Unless they invite me to it.
I'm really, really sick and tired of the ChatGPT blurbs.
You think there's a ChatGPT
Absolutely,
blurb?
dude. Just absolutely. Like, anytime that you have a word like inspire,
Yeah.
I feel like that's a dead giveaway that it's a ChatGPT.
A human would not. If this was a human, it would be the biggest douche.
Crest Wave Pool is
It's meant to inspire
No,
a
it isn't.
luxe feel to surfing.
Okay, that's ChatGPT all the way. Anyways, I feel like I'm getting a knack for this. But okay,
You're
so
a ChatGPT sleuth.
I'm kind of being one. It's like that's the sixth finger. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like there's sentences.
Wait, sixth finger.
Okay, if you look at AI rendering, if AI is getting better.
Yeah.
But the big problem used to be that AI didn't know how to render hands.
Oh,
And you would always
right,
get six fingers.
Yeah.
So that's like a sixth finger to me. Where's the other finger?
This allows
There it
Crest
is.
to run a much more nimble operation, which should in turn provide for a more manageable and scalable model. That makes me want to surf, Todd.
Okay, in direct contrast to this, the wave pool in Virginia Beach is testing, and this was Pharrell Williams put
And
this
it's
thing
public.
together, and it's public, and he is giving back to his community that he grew up
That's sick.
skating in Virginia Beach, became a very successful artist and producer. VB needed a wave pool. He's got supplying a concert venue, skateboard park, wave pool. This is coming out of one dude.
It's Wave Garden, right?
It's a wave garden.
Yeah. See, these people are going to try to do their own. Like, you have 5, at least, proven technologies and wave systems that work.
This will be
These guys are going to do their own.
So I guess this will be, well, there is technically.
I hope I don't know any of these people.
There is technically the Scooten wave pool that's in New Jersey, in Newark. Like this will be. Did they say what kind of what they're using for? Okay, so.
But they said it's going to be the best.
All right, well.
It's luxury surfing.
You know what?
Todd.
I say this podcast is the best all the time, and that's a goddamn lie.
It's luxury surfing.
This is a luxury podcast.
There's a lot of luxury. Like, why is luxury?
Monday M.A.S.S.
I don't
is
think
meant
luxury
to inspire a luxe feel to podcasting. We've taken the approach as a standalone private podcast, very much akin to that of a quality podcast or other types of things you would listen to that are private. See? We're just like that.
If I was rich, I might like this more.
What, going to that?
Going to be a private member of a surf.
Well, maybe, is it like, where is it, in the Hamptons?
Probably.
Yeah, see? Alright, keep going.
This is gnarly.
Okay? Go.
Maybe this is a reason to only surf in wave pools. Okay, so as we know, Australia is pretty rife with shark attacks.
Before we get in, if you go to Australia, you are on the menu when you step off the plane.
For a lot of different types of animals.
All kinds of animals want to eat you. And
Yeah.
and how is, and I know this has been discussed ad nauseum with biologists and
biologists.
yes. Why is it that New Zealand doesn't have anything that can hurt you? Except for those old giant birds that died. They're extinct now, but they could kill you. Australia has all the shit that can kill you.
Yeah, that is weird.
New Zealand doesn't even have snakes.
New Zealand has hobbits.
Well,
There's
then-
sharks in New Zealand, but
Yeah, but if you don't go in the water, you don't have the problem.
Okay.
But you get off the plane in Australia, and a freaking
a spider was going to kill you.
Yeah, a spider will crawl up your pee hole or something crazy.
Well, I remember somebody told me the first time before I went to Australia, they were like, just kind of like flippantly said, hey, just make sure you check under the toilet seats before you sit down. And I was like, why? And he goes, well, sometimes funnel web spiders hide under there. And I was like, I'm not going anymore. I'm not going to the bathroom in Australia ever. Maybe this is why Australians are badass. I don't know. So there's actual footage of this.
Okay, what happened?
So, horrifying footage of a 2-meter shark who attacks a surfer. So he bites the surfer, arm, leg. Surfer gets away. 2 other surfers come, grab the surfer. They're pulling this guy in, and the shark starts chasing him, almost all the way to the beach.
No shit.
It's on camera. And there's 2 guys, so this is at the Cabarita headland. These 2 guys risked their own lives to save this kid. This is on surfer.com. But just the idea that not only you got attacked by a shark, and then it's like, actually, I do want to eat you, and starts chasing you in, almost to the sand.
Have you seen this? There's a new movie that everyone's been talking about on Netflix. It's like The Octopus Teacher, but it's the Shark Whisperer woman.
I haven't watched it.
Have you guys seen this? It's been talked about.
We talked about it on this podcast.
I know, but it's been talked about in circle. Like, since we talked about it on the podcast, it seems like everyone's talking about it.
Yeah.
Okay?
What are they saying?
Well, it's like she's like one of the foremost swimming with sharks. She's been doing it since day one.
Yep.
Right? You don't really see people swimming with bull sharks.
And she's doing it, huh?
No. You don't see that.
Oh, okay.
You don't see people swimming with tigers, and you don't see people swimming with bull sharks. You want to impress me? Go and do it.
Well,
you become, or a stingray, which is technically a shark.
Obviously, she knows. Did you see? Oh, there was footage of. I sent you the clip of the hammerhead chasing the stingray.
Eat all stingrays.
Yes, we were rooting for the hammerhead in that one, all day.
All day long. Hammerheads.
So, hey, if you want to order a Christian Fletcher, Steve Boysen recreation, only 72 of these will be made in history. I don't know. I don't know how many are sold yet, but you might be out of luck. So get on it now. You can DM us or go directly to Steve Boysen Surfboards.
Are we gonna do skate news?
Skate news brought to you by Optic.
I got to open skate news
Okay.
on a kind of downer note for us.
Oh, good. Let's
for
open it
us
on a downer.
on the East Coast. Davey Rogers, aka Joe Butthole, was a dear friend of ours growing up skating on the East Coast. He was part of the New England scene when I was a kid. He was in like that old Gangrene video, not Possessed Escape. What was it called? Forget what it was. But he was like one of the original videos that was on MTV by Gangrene, of a bunch of people skating. Gangrene being a Boston punk rock band back in the 80s. He's in that video. He was basically a local at every single ramp that I ever went to as a kid.
Like a local legend.
Local legend.
Yes.
Davey Rogers.
Passed away
this weekend. It's a big bummer. A lot of people, Buddy Cohen, who is very famous these days in photography art world, has been putting some nice words out. Those two grew up together in Boston. And it just sucks, man. It sucks. I don't know what happened. All I know is it's just left a crater in the New England scene for someone that's like, you start when the people start disappearing from this plane of reality at the bottom of the pyramid, like where the pyramid is built, the foundation.
Yeah.
It rocks, man. It rocks the whole pyramid. And
it does.
It sucks. It really does. So condolences go out to anyone that is, hurting because of Davey Rogers passing. I know he has a daughter, and it just sucks.
Yeah,
it sucks.
That's why you just gotta, when you see people who you feel like helped create a scene or bolstered a scene or just doing something rad, like the older dudes at the skate park, they're, riding the bowl every Wednesday or whatever it is, give them props. Go say what's up. Thank them for forging the path that we all now can just skate anywhere we want, and like it's so easy for skateboarders now because those guys and girls,
we're the ones that got spit on.
Yeah.
Beat up.
Dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know I love Tony Hawk.
Mm-hmm.
There's
one thing I know about you. It's your love for Tony Hawk.
Man, I think he might have ripped me off though.
What's up?
So I saw a New York Times article where Tony Hawk says he calls his early morning skate sessions Adult Swim. That's what I call my early morning skate sessions.
I feel like we've all been using the Adult Swim.
We've been calling our Poods Park Adult Swim Fridays that for like 10 years.
I feel like it's in the lexicon. Like
yeah,
we use that to
but it's used as a group of older guys meeting early in the morning to go skate.
More of an Adult Swim.
And I know Tony looks at all my Instagram posts of me skateboarding, so he can use it too.
Are you bummed that your character wasn't in the? I mean, you have a great character. Like if you were to like be a character in a video game, like it isn't hard. You have a very
illustrate me.
You look like you're easy to draw.
You know what? I like this new kind of trend I'm seeing, and this works with that. If I was in the new Tony Hawk Pro Skater, is people are playing skate games, but they're only doing tricks they can do.
Yeah, keeping it real, dude.
Yeah.
You didn't do that before?
No.
No, it's keeping it real.
So if like I got a character in Tony Hawk Pro Skater, there'd only be 5 tricks. No special tricks.
No special.
Just 5 tricks.
Really?
And if it's more than 5 stairs, I'm not going down it.
I feel like I had my buddy Joey, who used to live with me in Colorado. He would play the old Cool Borders game.
Yeah.
And he would only do real, like, reality-based moves. And he was very, very into it.
Serious about it.
Yeah, like, very serious about it.
He's like, you can't do triple backflips.
No, like, he would just... And it was, like, almost harder to do reality-based...
It's like a method.
Yeah, it was harder to do that.
That's rad. I appreciate that. I respect
that. So what's up? Are you going to call him up?
No.
You're going to say...
No, I just said it. I said my piece. Now it's in the print. It's in New York Times, so...
So now you're ripping him up.
Well, now, like...
According to everyone else,
all these people, all these fans of my skate clips are going to be like, oh, you're copying Tony Hawk.
When is your Adult Swim again?
Friday mornings.
At Poods.
Poods Park.
Everyone's
welcome.
You ever go anywhere else?
We do field trips every once in a while. We went to the new Oside Park.
How was that?
Fun. Yeah. But we all feel comfortable at Poods. Drink coffee, skate around.
What time is it at?
Low impact. It's 8 to 9. 8 to 9:30. Makes for a great Friday morning.
Sick.
Coffee with your bros, skating around. This Old Ledge is back. I love this show. Ted Barrow breaks it down. Classic skate spots. These last 2 episodes I watched are Jaquan and Flushing Meadows. Jaquan, one of the most famous skate spots ever. He talks about the history of it, the architecture of it. It's really great. This dude is brilliant. Flushing Meadows is where the World Trade Fair was with the globe, Men in Black. So, awesome show. The new hockey video is insane.
Boy.
And
Yeah.
our guy, Cruz Mossberg's in it.
I know. It's so sick.
Tell the backstory about how we know Cruz Mossberg.
So, Jamie Mossberg used to skate for BBC, Bad Boy Club, back in the day. He became a cinematographer. He filmed not only surf videos, skate videos, snowboard videos, high voltage productions.
The End, Birdhouse.
Birdhouse, The End. Jamie was like a visionary of filming back like in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Longtime homie, too.
Longtime homie. His 2 kids, Cruz and Bolly Mossberg, are just local kids in Encinitas. They both grew up ripping. Like just ripping. They were exposed to a lot of really good skaters early on. Bolly was kind of more of the transition skater in the beginning, and Cruz was the dude who pushed as fast as his little legs could take him back in the day, and would just throw himself at shit.
Yeah.
And now, fast forward, I saw Cruz probably 2 years ago, and before that, I hadn't seen Cruz for probably 10 years. And he's a little fucking powerhouse. He's like a Chris Russell in the streets.
Well, it's crazy when you just see watch a little kid grow up. I mean, I used to watch this kid at the YMCA. Both of them. They were little kids skating around. But then then I started seeing him at Poods, older, seeing clips. I'm like, damn, dude, he's getting good. And then hadn't seen him in a while either. This popped up. He's on this like super team of these
gnarly.
Are core rippers.
These
John
are
Fitzgerald, Andrew Allen, Ben Cadeau, Kevin Rodriguez, Nick Stain, Diego Todd, Aiden Mackey, and Nico
Jones as well. Another Encinitas destroyer.
Yes.
And these are the kids that are not hard. They're not afraid to take a hard skidding slam on their chest.
There's a clip of Cruz in this new hockey video, and he literally he slams and he bounces off the concrete, and it's like in slow mo. He's coming up. He's smiling. He's like laughing mid slam.
Yeah.
So good. So
oh my God! Listen to this. Danny DeCola says, I built Volley a mini ramp and Cruz stood there and mad dogged me for hours with a loaded diaper.
There you go.
And this was last year.
So even if you don't skate, you should watch this because it's art. The music's good. It's intimidating.
It's gnarly.
If you were skating a curb in front of your house and the hockey team came up to skate the curb, you would probably
I think that's killer because I'm not saying things have become soft. But
these guys are definitely.
But things have become a little nerfy, and it's just nice to see that you've got a team that kind of embodies that daggers, old Zero mentality.
Everyone's sweaty, and they're
dirty,
wet, and they're stained, and there's blood on them, and they're still going.
Awesome.
Yeah. So you have X Games and all this stuff, which we love. This is rad, and then you have the hockey team and this other stuff, which is
it's fucking sick.
Rad.
Sick.
More deep cuts in skateboarding. So John Miner is featured on the new Let It Kill You on Vice, and it is so good. It reminds you how good those America videos were, how just John Miner's eye and editing and filming. And his skating is insane too. You gotta watch it. Todd's gotta watch it. You guys gotta watch it. Let It Kill You, John Miner. Christian Svitak, happy birthday. And Christian Svitak he's having a moment. He just turned 50, so he dropped a 50-year-old guy, skate part that's radical. And also a documentary about growing up in Ohio and making the transition from Ohio street rat to global skate star, Black Label, Street Plant, 5150. Is it 51? Yeah. So, watch those. Turnstile also having a moment. They just dropped a collab with Carpet Company. These are two Baltimore icons going off. And I got some concerning news out of China.
Oh, breaking China news.
An 11-month-old baby in southwestern China has been skateboarding independently for 2 months. Independently. The baby, affectionately nicknamed Wan Wan. Okay, so the dad is a nerd.
So the dad, Wan Florence? Wait, Wan Wan?
Wan Wan.
What do you mean the dad's a nerd?
The dad is, because obviously he's named the kid after John, right? But called it Wan Wan?
Well,
I don't know. The dad was a former snowboarding athlete, member of the Chinese national snow team, Liu Dolong.
Nope.
Anyway, I don't like this.
You don't like babies in general.
I do like babies. I just don't like babies doing board sports before their time.
Don't worry, this kid's going to be burnt out by the time he's 6.
The mom said by the time the baby could stand, he was already practicing balancing on a snowboard at home. At 6 months, he could stand with support, demonstrating advanced development for his age. By 8 months, Wan Wan was able to balance himself on a snowboard for over a minute, prompting Liu to begin his training on the skateboard. That poor kid. That poor baby. I wonder if the dad's throwing the baby down the stairs yet.
Go and watch the hockey vid. Just cleanse your palate of everything that Chris just said and go watch the new hockey vid. It's the opposite of Wan Wan.
Babies don't belong on boards, okay? Until they're 1.
There was did you see the X Games a couple weeks ago where there was the 10-year-old who does the 900 into a back 7 into a 720 1080? I don't know what the hell he did.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Good for him.
Great for you.
Tony Hawk interviewed him and was like, how long did it take you to learn how to do 900s? And he's like, a day. Antonio's losing it.
So next weekend, this is personal news and also skateboard news.
Okay,
as well.
so it's not for everybody.
It's
Or just tell me in private.
It's my personal news for everyone out there. So next week, I'm going to be at the Jackalope. This is next weekend. This coming weekend.
What?
Yes, and Mississauga, Ontario is Jackalope Fest, the second stop of the Jackalope Fest this summer. Canada. Ontario, Canada. Just Lake Ontario, just up from New York. If so, swim over if you're in the States. I'm going to be doing the live broadcast of the Men's Street and Women's Street and Women's Vert and Men's Vert competition with Gary Rogers from Skate Line.
Sick.
So we're gonna have a good time. This is next Saturday and Sunday. If you are in and around the Ontario, Mississauga area, come say hey. I've never been there. Have you ever been to Ontario, Canada?
Probably.
Huh.
I've been everywhere except Africa.
Okay. All right. Well,
I've never been to Russia.
That's what I've got going on next week. All right. So,
snowboarding news is presented by New Greens. Todd was at Hood Midlife Crisis.
I got back on Wednesday. I went up there last week. And let me tell you, High Cascade, Midlife Crisis session at Hood. Let me tell you the people that we had assembled. It was kind of like the Aging Avengers.
All-star crew.
It was Shannon Dundowney.
Yep.
Chad Otterstrom.
Wow.
Blaze Rosenthal.
That's enough for me right there.
Peter Line.
Come on.
Daniel Frank.
Wow.
And my old ass.
Okay.
It was...
And was there other campers there?
Oh, yeah. There was adult campers. A lot of adult campers were there. They came for the Midlife Crisis session. But to get Daniel over from Norway, to get Peter to commit to anything, it was rad to have us all there at the same time. It's that friend group, like, you just pick up where you left off.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of, like, funny stories about our time competing.
Did you do like talks in front of the campers?
No, we should have done. We just, like, we would go and eat dinner and sit down with random people and just start shooting the shit.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's that. I kind of wish there was more of a formal aspect to it. I think I would have appreciated that maybe a little bit more, because I want to hear about how, like, Peter Line inventing the backside rodeo, or Daniel Frank inventing the rodeo flip, or just stuff.
Yeah.
Just stuff.
But it's hard when you're kind of like, you want it to be easy for the campers, and you just...
Right, but you're also in the mix, and
I would think the campers would want that.
I as a fan of those people want that.
Yeah.
So, maybe next year. Our buddy DJ Paul says, yes, Blaze and Chad did. They did what? They did... Okay, well, I guess there was like...
Oh, you weren't invited to do a talk?
I already left. Dick. I had come home at that point. I had 3 days of snowboarding. That was enough. But I think they did like a waxing clinic, a clinic on stances.
Well, of course, Chad is going to be helpful.
Yes.
He's one of the most helpful people out there.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're
also
not helpful, Todd.
No, I'm not helpful.
But
Chad is also, I can say this with the utmost respect and confidence, Chad is one of the best follow cam filmers out there.
Yeah.
In snowboarding. He is like our Chris Gregson.
Yeah.
Because he's still in it. He still freaking rips.
Yeah.
And you're confident that when Chad is following you, if he follows you off the jump, he's not going to land on you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's that kind of, and you need that. You need that kind of like a faith in your filmer. But it was freaking awesome. Are we still recording?
Yeah.
What just happened right there?
I don't know.
Did you just stop recording?
No, it just did it.
Oh.
Anyways. We're back.
So it was really, really fun. There definitely is something to this gathering of like legends, kind of a la Bones Brigade type stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hold on a sec.
What are you doing?
Hold on.
Chris is doing something.
Well, something happened.
Something happened to his computer.
Oh, weird. A technical glitch happened to me.
But we're still going on the live here, so don't worry about it. But I believe that, is that better? Nope. What's going on?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Yeah, we're back.
Okay. Wow, wow.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened.
Anyway,
I'll fix that in post.
Anyways, I feel like...
all that cool stuff you were saying is in there.
I feel like the the desire to have these experiences with, just athletes that have kind of been there, and there's a lot of knowledge to be passed down to this new generation, or to people that...
Well, you were talking to people of your generation.
Of my generation. But at the same time, I do feel like, how great it would be to have, people that I looked up to. Like, I would like to go snowboarding with, the guy that basically invented the high back, like Jeff Grell or someone, to pick people's brains like that. I think it's really important for longevity and health of anything.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool.
And so were you guys staying in cabins and like bunk beds?
Oh yeah,
we
stayed in this. No, we weren't really camping. We stayed in this place called Edelweiss, which if
that's a song, right?
Edelweiss.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's a Sound of Music. But anyways, Edelweiss. Actually, I feel like every mountain town has an Edelweiss condo complex.
Yeah.
And they're always kind of sketchy.
Yeah.
And this one didn't have any windows.
Wait, what?
Didn't have any windows. There was
windows.
There was no light in this place.
Trippy.
There's some places in government camp in Oregon that you're staying in there and you don't know what time it is. It could be 3 in the afternoon or 3 in the morning. Because they're just in like these groves of trees, and they weren't really thinking about the way they should orientate the light.
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome. So you're gonna do it again next year?
Hell yeah! I'm gonna do it as much as we can. I think it's really fun, and riding with those people gets me jazzed to go snowboarding, and it's just fun. Mount Hood has not lost its charm. I sat down and the day that I left, I had like a long kind of conversation with Scotty James, which I thought was really awesome.
Oh, he was up there.
Dude, like Scotty's the shit, man, and like I think I've been kind of like, I don't know, like not like harsh, but like I've definitely been like criticizing of him with his role at X Games. I don't think I realized how invested in, like, there's one thing to be like, oh, like I'm on the payroll from X Games, right?
Yeah.
Scotty sits on the board.
Yeah.
That means that he had to pony up a significant amount of his own money because he believes in this thing.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that the X Games is perfect. I'm not saying that it's where it should be as one of the shining lights of competitive action sports.
Yeah.
But we had a really good talk, and a lot of ideas, passed back and forth, and I feel like that, number one, they should listen to him.
Yeah.
More than maybe the dude that came from mogul skiing and football.
Okay.
Okay, that's what I'm saying, first and foremost. Because I think, Scotty's unapologetically wants to, he wants to be the best snowboarder he can be, competitive-wise. And he also wants to have the best competition for athletes to participate.
Yeah.
And I think that's freaking awesome.
I don't think anyone could argue with...
And financially putting up his own money to do so. No one does that.
He's a good guy.
And he's a great guy.
And he's funny.
Yeah, he's very funny.
Handsome. No, I think like
it's awesome.
It wasn't gonna happen overnight.
Let me tell you a story.
Right?
Let me tell you a story about Scotty James.
Okay.
So last year, and he told me this. So last year at his home mountain in Australia, in Thredbo, he wanted to have a mini pipe contest. They said, we don't have a mini pipe cutter. We can't do this for you.
Okay.
So what Scotty did was that weekend called this place in, I think it was like Finland or something, bought a pipe cutter himself. He paid for it himself. Shipped it over there and said, all right, well, I just bought one.
Here we have one.
Yeah,
now.
so now what? You can't have any excuses. Like there's not a lot of people, number one, that have the financial ability to do that. But when someone does have the financial ability to do that and they give back to their scene,
yeah,
and like basically like there's no excuses here. Like I'm going to buy this. I don't want anything for this. I just want it because we don't have a pipe scene in Australia, and if I want to have a legacy here in the country that I came from, the people that gave me everything, we need to do something.
Yeah.
Like this. And
further evidence that Scotty James rules.
That is like beyond admirable.
Yeah. And so, I think like Winter X is in great hands.
It is in
but
great
it's
hands.
it obviously it's like he's got to he's got his work cut out for him.
I would
because
say
there's other things. I think it's fine.
Let him cook.
Let him cook.
Let Scotty James cook. And and something else that I will say to the powers that be at X Games, and this is I'm shooting this up with the biggest fireworks display I possibly can. Hire your critics, because a lot of your critics out there really just want the best for the athletes and for the spectacle and for a competition that gave them a lot of opportunity. Hire your critics. The best CEOs do not hire yes people. They hire people that will point out places where the company can be better.
Right.
Do that.
Good call.
There you go.
Okay.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Timberline.
Have you seen these one-wheel fingerboards?
Did you know that Timberline is going to stay open into August?
They do every year. That's not news.
Oh. Why is it on the internet then?
Because it's slow news day.
You
You have anything else about Wong? Has
Todd, traditional snowboards can limit progression and feel unstable
they can?
in variable terrain.
All right. How much you want to bet that AI wrote this?
Double Deck Snowboards presents a completely new and patented snowboard technology, a construction so unique it fundamentally changes how a snowboard reacts, carves, and feels.
This dude was up at Timberline, I think, snowboarding with us last week.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure.
Should I stop?
No, you keep going.
I just thought this was interesting. He's like, snowboards aren't good. I got a new one. This makes riding easier, smoother, more playful. There's a two-part design. Patented system consists of a motherboard, a floating arch on top, the bridging bow, working together to improve handling and reduce chatter. Shock-absorbing suspension. Smooths out errors. Effortless turns and edge hold. Utilizing a convex pressure system. So what is this thing?
It's basically
A sandwich?
No, do you remember what I put up on my Instagram a couple of months ago? The swing bow. Paul Graves kind of talked us through this early thing. It was like a skateboard deck mounted on two skis.
Yes.
That is what this is.
Okay.
This is just a modern version of that.
Now, will something like this catch on?
No, absolutely not. It's just like...
Would you try it though? Because I can't talk crap
absolutely.
on it until I try it.
Absolutely. I bet it's fun as shit.
It just sounds like there's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on.
I don't snowboard enough.
Imagine ragdolling on something like that with just like multiple skis on the bottom. It's heavy.
Did you see Stan's video of him using the swing bindings?
Oh, the ones that flex?
Yes.
I did. Those look like your MCL will exit the chat within 15 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I've got an open mind to this.
I get it. Like people want to like go
cool.
and they want to like disrupt.
Do something different.
But sometimes, just no.
I think that the approach could use a little massaging because I don't think you want to go and say, snowboards suck. We got a new one. Maybe say, look, these snowboards are rad. Snowboards are great. This one's also great. It's like, maybe there's just and maybe I'm reading too much into it.
I feel like there's room for people to like really disrupt snowboarding in construction. In the construction of the actual snowboards.
Oh, I think we're like building a house. Like build a house on a snowboard.
I'm saying that there's
course.
I feel like there is an opportunity. Like snowboard construction has been semi the same since the mid '90s.
Yeah, you have like
wood and Kevlar and wrap things.
Stickers.
There's
bindings.
There's so many more materials available that are flexible, that are strong, that no one has really even tapped into. I feel like if you want to disrupt, don't just start strapping more snowboards in the bottom of the snowboard or making a binding that basically blows your legs apart. Like, why not just kind of disrupt with the building materials? Also, Shaun White's stance is no longer 25 inches wide.
Oh.
This is big news.
Well, props to this guy for trying.
This is big news up on the hill.
So what do you mean his stance is not 26 inches?
It used to be really wide.
Yes.
You ever seen those videos, Shaun White?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So his stance has come down to narrow parameters.
It's because he's now a leisure rider. Doesn't need to do quad corks.
Well, when Sean was...
He just wants to cruise.
When Sean started his rise, his stance wasn't gigantic.
But then he had to widen it to, like, do crazy stuff.
He said that someone just set his board up like that, and he was like, yeah, I guess I like this.
Huh.
Like, he won that day with, like, a 24-inch stance, and then I think it was the pants that he was wearing were really narrow, so it kind of made this, like, his pants were tight, made the stance bigger. I'm telling you, wear baggy pants.
Yeah.
It can fix things that are going bad in your style.
Right.
Anyway.
Agreed.
Anything else?
Is jibbing is not dead the gifted hater of snowboarding?
The Instagram account?
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the snowboarder,
He's like a snowboarding critic.
Yeah. It's kind of like, I don't know, dude.
Is it good?
It's rage bait.
It's rage bait.
It's rage bait.
Okay.
Which, whatever. I think it's funny. I think sometimes rage bait's funny. But it's also like kind of just like trolly content. It's cool. Whatever.
I watch it. Lastly, our friends at Slush have put up a cool free grief support program. Talked earlier about your buddy back east that just passed away.
We don't know how he passed.
Well, I know, but I'm saying there's grief involved in a lot of our lives.
Copy that.
There is a program out there called Somebody's Thinking About You.org.
Yeah, it's Desiree Melanson's. I think it's like what do you call it? Like a nonprofit.
Yeah. Well, there's an Instagram called Somebody's Thinking About You. There's a website called somebody'sthinkingaboutYou.org. It's just a cool place that people can go to if they're feeling depressed, if they're feeling grief, because they have the tools to help.
You know, we used to have something like that back in the 80s. It's called No One Is Thinking About You.
That's not good. Nerd News is brought to you by One Wheel.
Chris, have you seen the new finger one wheels?
I have.
If a one wheel seems too scary, try out finger one wheeling.
I pretty much watched this over the past couple days, like on repeat. The Back to the Beginning Ozzy Osbourne Black Sabbath farewell show.
I saw that. He's sitting in a throne.
Oh my god! But not even that. That the Ozzy Black Sabbath thing, that was rad. But the whole broadcast is insanely good. Guns N' Roses, Tool, Slayer, Gojira, Pantera, Youngblood, who just went viral with his song of
doing covers
changes
of.
So Metallica and these super groups
doing covers of Sabbath songs,
like Travis Barker with like the guitar player for the Rolling Stones, like it just insane.
Mm-hmm.
So these bands would come out, Metallica for example comes out, does a Black Sabbath or Ozzy Osbourne song, and then does like greatest hits.
Mm-hmm.
Just the whole thing is so rad. Like some of these cover versions are so good, but then all just like it was just like the most epic heavy metal concert ever. Mastodon, Lamb of God, like it was so rad.
I have faith.
It's out there on YouTube.
I've got some faith in the youth right now.
Yeah.
I have seen with my own eyes and heard with my ears the youth listening to better music.
Yeah. No, my kids are on that.
Are your kids
now.
into grunge right now?
Alice in Chains.
Dude, what the hell happened? Where? Okay, out of nowhere. Like, do you feel like Alice in Chains kind of had like people? They started listening out of irony, and then realized how gnarly Lane's voice is, and then they're just like, okay.
My son said that Lane's the GOAT.
Dude, have you obviously you've heard the Lane's vocals stripped from Wood, right? Yeah. Like that song. Well, it's probably one of the craziest things I've ever heard.
Social media keeps bringing him back around, thankfully. But then you have bands like Creed. You have like these grunge acts.
Still not on board with Creed.
But I'm just like, that's what the kids are listening to.
Nirvana's back.
Yeah.
I saw a young lady wearing a 7 Seconds shirt today.
Cool.
I immediately went up to her and said, "What's your fucking favorite song?"
Name 3 songs.
Yeah.
Trainwreck is a great series on Netflix. They did two recent ones that I saw. One was called Poop Cruise, about that Carnival Cruise Line that lost power and shit started dripping down the walls, and people were getting. That was gnarly. Then I just watched another one last night about American Apparel. Do you remember when American Apparel was ubiquitous? Was everywhere.
That they started fast fashion.
Well, it was made in America, so it's not technically fast fashion, and it was expensive.
I'm not sure if it was made in America.
It was made in LA.
It was
the
their
owner,
tags were sewn on.
The owner was like just a crazy guy. Got a lot of trouble for sexual misconduct and all that stuff. Got fired. Got just like flogged in the media. Worst dude. And spoiler alert, guess who he works for now?
P. Diddy.
Close. Kanye West.
Oh wow.
Wild.
Congratulations.
So watch those episodes. And just a quick list here. So after the Barbie movie's big success, Mattel has dropped a list of movies that are in the works right now. Some of these might surprise you. We got a Hot Wheels movie coming out.
Dumb.
J.J. Abrams and John Chu.
Why? What is a Hot Wheels movie? It's about cars?
I don't know.
Dumb.
Whack-A-Mole.
Dumb.
Mattel and TriStar Pictures are developing a live-action animation hybrid.
You know, if they want to make
about Whack-A-Mole.
If they want to make a good movie based on a Mattel property, and this is going to.
I have the list.
This is a call out. This is a call out to OGs.
Okay.
OG cartoon kids. The Inhumanoids.
Never heard
the
of it.
Inhumanoids was this crazy ass cartoon that was like kind of early 90s, and it was a lot more violent. It was like.
Nobody knows what you're talking
Dude,
about.
they do. I swear there are Inhumanoids. This is kind of like M.A.S.S. Remember the show M.A.S.S?
Yeah.
M.A.S.S. Probably the best cartoon intro song of all time.
That was a good cartoon.
It was a good cartoon. But it's
Barney is in the works.
Barney?
You know Daniel Kaluuya?
Barney the dinosaur?
Yeah. Daniel Kaluuya, he was in the franchise Stay, where he went to the house and it was like the family was sketchy.
Sure. Yeah.
Is that called Stay?
Yes.
It's kind of a dark Barney, but also Ayo from The Bear is going to be in it.
You know what is a dark Barney? Is Jurassic Park. It's very dark.
Viewmaster.
I want to see the new Jurassic Park. Do you have any interest in seeing it?
I do have interest in seeing it. Viewmaster. Remember the toy Viewmaster?
Yes.
They're going to make a movie about that with Sony.
Why?
Polly Pocket.
Dumb.
Magic 8 Ball.
Stupid.
Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
All right.
Masters of the Universe
Masters
is in
of the Universe. Okay. Masters of the Universe.
Live action.
Live action has already been done. I feel like Masters of the Universe is the laziest naming of characters of all time.
Right.
He-Man.
He-Man. She-Ra.
She-Ra.
They're also making
Merman.
A movie about the card game Uno is in the works.
What?
And lastly...
Are they that out of ideas?
Yeah, there's no more ideas. Here are the best movies in 2025 so far, according to the internet.
Okay.
F1 movie.
I've heard it's great.
I've heard it's epic. Sinners.
No idea.
Every person who's told me Sinners is great. Heart Eyes. Have you ever heard of Heart Eyes?
No.
This looks rad.
Okay.
28 weeks later.
Saw it. Fantastic.
I just watched 28 Days Later.
Okay, this is
28.
years.
Okay, wait. I just watched 28 Weeks Later.
Years.
28 Years Later,
Years Later.
is now the
it's
new
great.
one.
It's
I'm gonna watch it.
It's unreal. It's like an art experiment movie. Zombies.
Thunderbolts.
That's the new kind of like not Avengers movie, and apparently it's really good. I'm waiting for an airplane ride to watch that.
That's what I've heard too. All right, I've also got.
Do you have questions?
Yeah, I've got
Jeez,
questions.
what is this, a 4-hour podcast?
Well, we have some.
We weren't
making
here.
up to do.
We weren't here last week, so here we are.
Where's that folder? Here it is.
The dead spot. This is what we call a dead spot.
Here it is. No, here it is. Downloads. Yep.
What do we got? M.A.S.S. questions.
M.A.S.S. questions. Questions are. Or is it these? Questions are brought to you by Vessel Shipping. That's not a question. Okay. Here we go. This is from a person named Kelly.
Hi.
Monday M.A.S.S question for Todd. Why do some people wear closed-toed shoes, skate shoes on the beach? What is the reason?
It was hot. The sand is hot.
Question for Chris. What is the reason for socks with flip-flops? Just comfort. I had been at the beach. I wore socks with flip-flops on the evening of 4th of July.
Me crap about wearing shoes to the beach.
Yeah. Congratulations to Becky Bubbs.
Yeah, Brent.
Our guy, Becky Bubbs, had a baby.
Made a baby.
His wife had a baby. And it's a beautiful baby. And I'm just... Chris would have been a good name, but whatever. It's fine. Oh, Becky actually said... Brent said he should have named him Monday M.A.S.S. Which would have been... Your wife would have loved that. Alex says... Yo, tell Todd to bring some M.A.S.S stickers to the parking lot attendant at Hood.
Oh, I think you're a little late.
Fart.
Brian
says, are you guys go to barbecues and watch the fireworks type guys or stay home, I'm over the 4th of July type guys? Thanks, guys. Looking forward to the podcast. Brian, I am a go to bed before the fireworks type guy, unfortunately.
Same.
We did sparklers and a couple little fireworks on the street, but like before it's dark.
I feel like my peak fireworks was like when I was a little kid and in Cape Cod, where you could like, you went to the beach and they were like exploding above you, and odds are that something was catching on fire. But they don't do that anymore because of the impact that it has on the environment and like endangered birds.
Did you see somebody posted that the bald eagle cam?
Oh, they're gone.
Because of a fireworks show?
We don't know that.
Devin says, what up, Devin? How would skateboarding have evolved in the 80s if construction sites had video cameras and motion sensors like they do today?
There would have been no ramps.
No ramps would have been built.
The midnight lumber store is what we used to call that.
The midnight lumber store. That's a great question. Yeah. I mean, stealing's bad, but I mean, these big construction sites, they're not going to miss a few pieces of plywood. The Hood Report says, Todd, favorite moment from Hood. Did you see those guys up there?
I didn't. I hung out with Pinky. Pinky's kind of like a piece of their crew. My favorite moment, probably just seeing all the bros.
Yeah.
I think that was really it.
So that's his big moment.
Mm-hmm. Actually, you know what? No, this is another big moment. Was I saw a bunch of my boards in the wild. Like,
cool.
Models in the wild. People actually bought them.
That's cool.
I thought that was awesome.
I bought mine. For nothing. Chasing Winter Productions says, in respect to the recent Ozzy Osbourne Black Sabbath final concert, what are both of your favorite Black Sabbath or Ozzy Osbourne songs or albums? I'm going to go a deep cut, Never Say Die is my favorite Black Sabbath song. It's a relatively like newer, I think like early 80s maybe. It's badass.
You know my favorite Ozzy song is?
What?
Bark at the Moon.
Bark at the Moon's good.
Bark at the Moon is a really good song.
I mean, Changes is a good song.
Oh my god, Changes?
I'm going
oh god, what the hell is wrong with you? That was like
Sweet Leaf.
White Snake.
What are you talking about?
Changes was bad. Didn't he do that? Wasn't it with Lita Ford?
No, that was Close My Eyes.
Oh,
if I close my eyes forever.
Oh god, that song sucks.
Love that song.
You like Lita Ford?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Assorted Surf Pick says, is Jordy taking the win at J-Bay? Gabby has been looking solid out there, too.
I'm going to have to say that Jordy has home field advantage.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think I would be so rad if Jordy won. He's definitely on my fantasy team. So is Gabrielle Bryan. Agreed. 2 solid picks right there. Since Assorted Surf Picks are the homies, and they're always asking for picks, I'm just going to go ahead and throw a couple dark horse picks out there. Jake Marshall is going to finish highly ranked.
I feel like Griff could do really well out there.
Oh, yeah.
It's a long right.
Yep. Ethan Ewing. And Leonardo Fioravanti. He's due. He's due.
How about Katie?
Katie Simmers is going to win for the women.
There we go.
Boom. Connor, last question. Connor says, Todd, are we seeing another pro model graphic this year? Will we see something wider than a 25-inch waist width?
Will we see another pro model graphic this year? Unfortunately, tariffs have me by the balls right now.
Who's that? John Tariff?
John Tariff.
And his brother Mike?
John's
Uncle.
Anyways, I think if we do a re-release, it will probably drop fall 26.
Nice.
I'm trying.
Okay.
Everyone just keeps getting punched in the dick with tariffs.
Okay. Well, that's
That's
a long podcast and a good one.
That's pretty good.
Quality and quantity.
All right, so next week we're going to have to do this on Tuesday because I will be just getting home from
Homesick.
Mississauga,
Oh,
Ontario. Jackalope Fest.
Jackalope.
If you go...
Midlife Jackalope Homesick Fest. Thanks.
Yes.
Dude.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Peace.
What are you guys talking about over here? I went to Surfboard for the beginners. Subbed. Thanks for subbing. Bye.